Hi everybody, this is the video introduction to topic area 3 in COMM 362, Public Relations Writing 1. So let's talk about topic area number 3. Let me first remind you of the tasks that you need to be completing in each of the topic areas as we move through the course. They're the same tasks in every topic area, 1 through 5. You need to be carefully reading the materials that I include within each topic area, including the assignment instructions, because believe it or not, the assignment instructions are really important. And if you submit an assignment that bears no resemblance whatsoever to the instructions, you're not going to get any credit. So make sure you pay attention to those assignment instructions. Reading the instructions is very important in public relations. So you need to be paying attention to all those items in the topic area. In topic area 3, we have some video links in there, and they're pretty interesting. Let me get to that in a minute. Everything that I put in each of the topic areas has a very deliberate intention. I deliberately want to prepare you for the concepts and the skills that you're going to need to demonstrate in each of those topic areas. I want you in topic area 3 to understand the similarities and differences between advertising copywriting and public relations copywriting. In the world that we live in, advertising and public relations work together. Both are just different forms of persuasive communication. You need to understand how advertising and PR are similar and different, and you need to know how advertising and PR work together in the real world to allow people to conceptually put together a communications campaign. Basically, what this is called is integrated marketing communications, and you need to know how it works, because IMC it's the standard in most places today. You should have touched on IMC a little bit in your Principles of Public Relations class. Make sure that you've read the topic outline and learning outcomes document, that Word document that talks about what I expect you to learn in each of the topic areas. That's really important. It lays out what I'm thinking. And if you are not demonstrating those learning outcomes, then we got a problem. You got a problem and I've got a problem. So that's why I've got those documents, one in each of the topic areas. So let's do a quick little recap. Topic 1, we became acquainted or perhaps reacquainted with the basic concepts of public relations. What is public relations? How is it demonstrated? How does it work? If you took your Introductory Communications course at Cal State Fullerton, COMM 101 will have familiarized you with those basic concepts. No doubt you took your Principles of Public Relations course at Cal State Fullerton, COMM 361, and that course was an entire semester dedicated to what this profession is all about and what you can expect to have happen to you if you're going in this career direction, and what kinds of skills and what types of knowledge are important if you're going to go in this direction. So that was COMM 361, and we kind of gave a little shadow of that in topic area 1 to get everybody back on the same page for this course. Area 2 was strategic writing in public relations. The first word of that, strategy, means thinking. It means a thinking plan, a thoughtful plan that fits in with what you want to do in terms of communicating with your intended publics. Some of you were no doubt surprised how poorly you did on the news release. You probably thought that was going to be easy. It turns out it wasn't easy at all. And more often than not, if you had a problem with that assignment, it's because you weren't thinking strategically. You were not applying that first word of the topic area, strategy. You were not thinking, who am I communicating with? How do they expect to see it? How should I structure it? What should the sentences look like? What should they say? What should the document look like? If you thought that in that news release you were communicating to readers of a newspaper, you're wrong. You were not. You were communicating to the journalist, the gatekeeper, who controls what people see in the newspaper. You were communicating to the journalist, and it's that person that you needed to persuade. You needed to persuade with that news release that this is an interesting story that audience members needed to see. And you needed to persuade the journalist in the way that journalists are persuaded. They are persuaded with newsworthy information that looks like news, that sounds like news, and comes to them in a very traditional way to make their job easier. The news release cannot and should not sound like advertisement. Now you're going, wait a minute, Swanson. You just talked about how we're going to learn to write advertising copy. Yeah, topic 3, we are. And there's a place for advertising copy. And there's a place for copy that doesn't sound like an advertisement. So now we're going to switch gears because you were writing the news release in the topic 2 area. And the topic 2 area was strategic writing in public relations. And so those concepts were important. We're going to switch gears now and talk about strategic writing in advertising. But the basic concepts are still the same. You have to think about who you're writing to, what you need to say, how best to say it, how to use those words in a very precise manner to inform or persuade people. That remains the same, whether you're writing a news release or copy for an advertisement, or in the case of this topic area, a pitch letter or a public service announcement. It's all the same. We're thinking strategically. Who am I writing for? What do they already need to know? What do I need them to know? Am I writing to inform them or persuade them? Do I want them to just think about something, or do I want them to do something? How will they receive this message I'm putting forward? Am I using words that will work with them, or am I using words that will not work with them? These kinds of things. So, as I said at the beginning of class, I will tell you everything I know about public relations. You can check it out and see if I know what I'm talking about. See if what I'm saying is accurate. In fact, I invite you to check it out. Talk to other professionals. Find out if Swanson knows what he's talking about. I encourage you to do that. There are some things I can do in this class. I can give you information. I can point you in the right direction. I can direct you to other sources of information, but I can't make you think and be responsible. I can't do that. So you have to be responsible, and you have to invest time in this course. Time and energy. That is your decision. I will tell you that the more time and energy you invest in this course, the more successful you'll be at the end of the course, because it all boils down to practice. To the extent that you are going to practice being a strategic writer, you will be successful. It's like music, it's like sports, it's like anything else that people want to get good at. If you want to get good at it, you got to practice. And to the extent that you practice and really dedicate yourself to it, you can get good. Excuse me. A few days ago, we were able to see the Academy Awards on TV. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the show, but I saw little clips from the show. And one of the clips that I looked at was the musical number with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Millions of people watched that routine. Millions of people. Social media exploded after those two artists performed. It was an epic performance. And the reason it was epic is because those two artists put in thousands of hours of practice time. Before they began shooting the movie, while they were shooting the movie, since they shot the movie, thousands of hours. Practice, practice, practice. I mean, think about Bradley Cooper. He's not a singer. He's an actor. And in this film, he was a director. He was a director and a singer and an actor all at the same time in the same film. Think about that. Did he put in a little bit of practice? I think he did. So I don't expect you to be perfect in 16 weeks, but I want to use that performance from the Academy Awards as kind of like a metaphor. The more of your heart and soul you invest in becoming a professional, the more likely it is that you're going to become a really outstanding professional. but you got to put yourself into it. And this is the place where you do that. And I realize it's very easy not to do that in an online class. I joke about the set it and forget it model. Sometimes professors use that in online classes. They set it and forget it. And sometimes students use that model. They set it and forget it. I did my assignment for this week. That means I don't have to come back for another week and a half. It doesn't work that way. Well, I suppose it could work that way, but you're not going to get the most benefit out of it. So I want you to leave this class with the most possible benefit. So anyway, here's some other ideas for you to help you build your skills. Read other people's writing. And I don't mean on your phone. I mean in a newspaper or a magazine. Those archaic things that come out on paper. Sometimes they're found on the web too. Read long form writing. You got to do that, because that's what shows you how to write. If you read people's long form writing, you can mimic how sentences are structured. You can mimic how quotes are structured. Some of those news release drafts, the first drafts that I got, the quotes look like they were spit out of a blender. I mean, they weren't organized at all the way we organize quotes. And I suspect that's because you maybe haven't been reading too many quotes. So, reading is really important. Another important thing is choose a couple of PR blogs that you like and follow them. Not only will you learn about PR, but you'll read good writing, because PR people who manage blogs are usually really good writers, and they link to really good writing. So if you follow a couple of blogs that you like, you'll learn about this business and you'll get exposure to good writing. And the more exposure you get to it, the more you're going to be able to mimic it. It's just like singing or anything else. Do you think Lady Gaga listens to a lot of other singers? Shit, yeah, she does. She's probably got an iTunes collection that's massive. So, artists get good by watching other artists. And in many ways, a PR writer is an artist. So take your time to do that. Now let's talk specifically about topic area 3, the one about advertising in the PR class. Yeah. So you may be wondering why we deal with advertising. Well, again, it's because advertising and PR work together. For the most part, they involve the same skill set. So to the extent that you want to become a thoughtful and strategic communicator, you'll be able to communicate well whether the focus is advertising or PR. Side note, many, if not most, of our graduates from the COMM department do not end up working in their concentration. We did a study a few years ago. We went to find out where people went. They're all over the place. There are journalism concentration people working in PR. There are PR people working in advertising. There are photography people working in entertainment. I mean, they're all over the place. So, you're not pigeonholed in this concentration. You are a communicator. We are training you to be a communicator. Will your degree, pop quiz question, will your degree say public relations on it? It will not. Your diploma, your degree, the thing you're going to hang on the wall will say communication. It will not say public relations. Okay, so let's talk about the videos in topic 3. The first one, transmedia storytelling, really powerful. In a few minutes, it lays out exactly what we're doing as communicators today. It's an entertaining video to watch, and it's really good, so make sure you hit that one first. Then the 2 videos that follow it, the one about Burberry and the one that's called A Dramatic Surprise on a Quiet Square, they also hone in on storytelling in advertising. You got to be a good storyteller if you're going to work in advertising. You've got to be a good storyteller if you're going to be a communicator anywhere. So you got to focus on that. You got to focus on storytelling. You've got to use your words and your sentences to motivate people to do things that they might not otherwise do. And when you see how that works, it is so exciting. I still remember the excitement of seeing, when I was a brand new newspaper reporter, seeing my first story in print on the front page of the newspaper I had started working for. It was so exciting, and I continue to get excitement like that when stuff that I write makes a difference, and that's what I want for you guys. I want stuff that you write to make a difference. The advertising profession is centered on something I've already talked about in this class, and that's the balance between art and craft. Art is the creativity, it's the use of words and images. Storytelling, that's the art. It's essential to communication. The craft is how we structure the communication or the storytelling. It's how we present our communication to audiences and publics. Both art and craft have to be in balance. You've got to develop a persuasive, creative, appropriate message, and you have to present it to an audience in a way that they will readily embrace it and believe in it. And communicators who do that are truly exceptional. Lady Gaga, for example, is an amazing communicator, and not just with her voice, not just with her songs. She's an artist, and she understands what it is to get her publics to follow her. That's why she's got millions of followers. I mean, the thing at the Super Bowl a couple of years ago where she jumped off the roof of the Super Bowl, okay. Nobody else would do that. And it was, partially a video trick. It wasn't really exactly the way it looked on TV. But she's an artist. She has her own style. She doesn't mimic anybody. People probably try to mimic her, but they don't do it successfully. Lady Gaga is probably the one person in the entertainment business who makes Madonna go, because Madonna of my generation was it. And Lady Gaga is the new it. And at some level, that's what you want to be. You want to create your own brand so that you are uniquely it in this world, in wherever you're going to go and whatever you're going to do. So think about that. Think about creating your own brand. How are you going to be the one? The one who gets the job, the one who gets the internship, the one who gets promoted, the one who gets really exciting things happening to you. You could be the one. And this class will help you get there. Okay, a couple of other thoughts. Also in topic area 3, there's a video about Tom Burrell. He is an amazing communicator. The man is a genius. Simply put, he's a genius. And ironically, he's a genius because back in the 1970s, he presented very simple, persuasive ideas to the advertising community, very simple ideas that nobody had thought about before, and nobody had thought about putting into action. Everybody was trying to make things more complicated, and Tom said, no, let's make them simple. Let's tell simple stories that everybody can relate to. And let's tell those stories about African Americans. And let's tell those stories in a way that everybody can identify with them. Tom Burrell realized that African American people were not just dark white people. The video talks about that. Watch it and see. Watch it and see. Really, really good. The man's a genius. And he rose from mail clerk to owning the company. We should all be so lucky. Assignments within topic 3 are the pitch, the public service announcement, and the team-based assignment, which is a message plan for a somewhat unusual product. Each one of these assignments is going to get you to think outside the box in a different kind of way. Each one of them is going to allow you to experience vital concepts that you will apply in public relations and advertising. Different kind of writing for each one of these projects. For the 2 assignments, solo assignments and the team-based assignment, very important. They're really going to help you flex this muscle again, which is what I want you to do. If you have not begun creating your portfolio, electronic portfolio, tick, tick, tick. I don't have a watch, but tick, 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 tick. Time is going by, and you need to work on that because there are required assignments that have to be in there, and your resume has to be in there. And I'm not going to teach resume writing in this class, so you've got to figure that out. So get going on that portfolio if you have not done so already. There are instructions at the top of the titanium page. There's a link you need to look at there. Got to get going on that. Portfolio is not something you can or should slap together in the final hours of this class or even the final days. It's something you need to start working on now. It is you. You want to have your own brand. You want to be able to sell yourself to future internship providers and employers. Portfolio can help you do that. There are full instructions, like I said, in titanium. So please take a look at that. And if you need assistance from me, let me know. I'm here to help you. But as I said in the beginning of this video, mostly I'm just trying to motivate you and push you in the right direction. You're going to have to figure out how to do this stuff. I'm here to help. So anytime you need help, let me know. Thank you very much for your attention. Right on.